Hello everyone, and welcome to the Sim Auto Racing Association Tundra Super Sim Series presented by Lokotoco Designs. Tonight we are here at the Bullring at Las Vegas for the Lokotoco Designs 150, and we have a stacked field tonight to battle around this little Bullring track. Ryan Matthews will be your pole sitter for tonight, and we'll see what he does here off to the start. But the Sim Auto Racing Association did have some races earlier on this week, and just to touch on those a little bit. And if you're ever wondering how you can connect with SARA here at the Sim Auto Racing Association, you can go to racesara.com, or you can go to the Facebook page. And you can sign up to run any series. They run Monday through Thursday nights. They run the dirt series for the open wheels, for midgets, and 410 sprint cars. On Tuesday nights is the UMP Modifieds with super late models. We got the street stocks on Wednesday nights, and then of course here we are tonight with the super late models on the pavements. So 2 dirt nights, 2 pavement nights. On Monday night, the midgets were at the Lanier Speedway, where myself won the race after almost a year absence from the winner's circle. On Tuesday night, Michael Dollard at Knoxville won in the UMP cars. Wednesday night, Joe Schaefer Jr. at one of his probably favorite tracks, won at Southern Nationals. And then, like I said, tonight we're at the Bullring at Las Vegas, where last time David Kokori and DK won, leading 106 laps. So we'll see if he can back it up again here tonight. You know, the admin, and the race is about to start. He's going through his last few things to tell this group, and we're going to get everyone gridded up. Tonight, temperature is 71 degrees with a track at 71 degrees as well. This is just a little over of a third of a mile Bullring, and it is a tight track. Should see a lot of action here tonight. Well, as everyone's gridding up, we'll give them just a moment to do that, and we'll go through the top 10 guys on the lineup. It looks like everyone's getting gridded up here. Like I said, Ryan Matthews is starting first. Starting second is DK David Kokori, and like I said, he was last time we were here. He was the winner last time. Starting third is Andrew Wooden. Starting fourth is Drew Kraback. Starting fifth is Ty Spearman. Sixth is Joe Schaefer Jr. Seventh, Andre Fiorni. Eighth is Colin Ullman. He was fast in practice. Ninth is Landon Piasca. And 10th is Jimmy Mullis. That rounds out your top 10. There are 31 cars tonight that are lined up. We had top 25 on times, 3 provisionals for after that points, and then you had the rest of them were just for regular that have raced with the Sim Auto Racing Association over the past few series, or over the past few seasons, excuse me. You just see everyone rolling around here. We should be getting 1 or 2 more laps to go. It's gonna be interesting to see how this start plays out. A lot of cars, and this is almost a 1 groove track. Pace cars coming off. We're coming down into 3 and 4. It is on Ryan Matthews here. He controls the start. There's no passing before the start-finish line. And green flag is out. Here we go. Down into turn 1. Gets out to an early lead. Oh, DK falls in behind. Like Andrew Wooden moves up to 2nd place. These 3 got single file real quick behind them. Looks like Ty Spearman has moved up to 4th place. Drew into 5th. Those 2 are teammates. Back down into turn 3 and 4, coming around for lap 3. Now we're starting to get single file, and that's what's going to happen early on here is everyone's going to try to spread out, get some laps in. Single file back all the way back to Joe Schaefer Jr. now. He's done worked his way up. Already up to 5th place. I believe he started in 8th. Already a good run here. These leaders are clicking off pretty quick lap times, right around 14 seconds or so. So this is going to, you know, once they get strung out here, they're going to be making some pretty quick laps. But it will fall off. This is a no-tire race tonight, so we'll see who ends up saving their stuff early on and who ends up trying to push to work their way up through the field. Andrew Wooden's up here on Ryan Matthews. He's trying to work over Matthews here going down into 3 and 4, and he is on his bumper. He is probably looking for the lead right now. Down the front stretch they go. Back into 1 and 2. Ryan Matthews gets out of turn 2 pretty good down the back. Wouldn't be impatient here. They've been pulled out in front of DK. Right around a second and a half or so, and he's kind of in no man's land. There's no pressure behind him, and he's, you know, obviously a little bit behind the guys in front of him, so he's probably taking his time here, just logging some laps, seeing how the car goes. Meanwhile, Wooden's still right behind, 2/10 or so behind Matthews. Matthews, like I said, was on the pole, and he's led all 10 laps, going on lap 11 here, coming down the front. So far, the field is spread out, and Matthews will be coming up on lap traffic here before too long, probably within the next 5 or 6 laps as they head off down into turn 1 and 2. It's Wooden still right behind him by 0.3 of a second. Does look like that last lap that Wooden was just fairly faster than he was. Wooden appears to be the fastest car on the track. Now Matthews is a little bit faster than him, so they're going back and forth as you can see Matthews going down the backstretch pulling away. Probably settled in here a little bit, getting his rhythm, and you know, looking to make some time, pull away from Wooden. Looking here at Colin Allman, he's in 8th place right now. He is a 67 car there. He is looking to make some moves right in front of him. He has Landon and Andre right in front of him, and then Drew's right in front of them. Pretty good battle here, 5th place spot. They're all lined up nose to tail back down into 1 and 2. Looks like Colin's trying to size up Landon there. Go nose back down into 3, following in right behind him. You have a bunch of cars, basically from 5th all the way back to about 12th or so, maybe even more than that, nose to tail. And if you're in this group right here, you're obviously trying to make some passes, find your way up to the front. As you can see that that Collins, you know, changing his line a little bit, a little high in entry and straight off of the turn. But if anything happens here in the middle of this pack, it could cause a big problem, a big wreck for some of these guys. As you can see, Colin down to the inside of the 07 of Andre. And NRC Racing Ford is looking strong here tonight. Joe Schaefer Jr. working over on Andre now in the 6 car, button box shop car. And we have a caution out on lap 22. Like we have someone that's already claiming it. We'll go back and look at that here. And he goes down here into turn 1, and maybe getting a little bit of, oh, it looks like he got a little loose out too, but the 60 car of Keith Mineros got into him, looped him around here a little bit. Should be okay. Doesn't look like he looks like he prevented from going back to a lap down. He'll probably get the wave around here on the pace car as soon as they get the one to go. Right now, Ryan Matthews still your leader. He's led all 20, 23, 24 laps here, with Andre Wooten in second, DK in third, Ty Spearman in fourth, Landon Siaska in fifth there. Still early on. Like I said, 150 laps tonight. We're on lap 25, so it's still early. That was our first caution of the night. There probably will be more, especially in the Bullring whenever they start, laps start counting down. Guys are going to want to try to make their moves. Start showing their nose more, especially on the entry in 1 and entry in 3. To go here, should be getting 1 to go, and then we'll come back to green flag action. You'll probably see the 009 get the wave around here. And let's see, Keith Metaros, he took the EOL. We have the gentleman's rule here for the SMLO Racing Association. If you cause a caution, and especially if you claim it, you'll get the EOL penalty. If you do not claim it and the admins deem that it was your fault after the race, you will get an EOL in the results. Pace car pulls off. Peter's going down into turn 3 and 4. The restart is on Ryan Matthews after the pace car pulls in. And green flag, he's back underway. Andrew pulls in behind him, DK behind him. Matthews back down to 3 and 4. Going down the front stretch. Oh, looks like there's a spinner in the middle of 3 and 4. We'll get to that, see who that was there. Maybe the looks like it may have been the 18 of Joe Lawrence. Yep, looks like Joe Lawrence. That's a tough break for him. And that's what I was stating earlier. These cautions will be cautions at this track. Right now we're on lap 31 of 150. And I think Zach may be claiming this previous caution. So far, it's just been the Ryan Matthews show. Well, everyone else still trying to figure it out. Try to get a long green flag run in here. And there's been some comers and some goers so far already. Looks like Joe Schaefer Jr. has worked his way up to 6th. Collins moved it up to 5th. Those guys started just a little bit further back than where they are currently. You got to keep an eye on some of these guys. Point standings like Jimmy Mullis. Jimmy Mullis is in 9th place right now. He's your current series points leader. Zach Novak is 2nd in points. Joe Schaefer Jr. is in 3rd. So Joe is in a good spot here maybe to gain some points. Long race. We'll end up seeing how that ends up playing out towards the end of it. Looks like we got 1 to go here at the line. Lights are off the pace car. And for SARA races, we like it if the pace car has all 4 tires off the racing surface, but here at the Bullring it pulls off super early. So the officials have deemed it that they would like the restart to at least happen somewhat in the middle of 3 and 4, anywhere between there and whenever the flagman actually throws the green. So we'll see what Ryan Matthews does here on this restart and where he goes. As the green flag is out. There he goes again. It's another great restart by Ryan Matthews, headed off into turn 1 with Andre and DK falling back in line once again. Landon stuck on the outside, which is not where he wants to be. Falling back with Colin following it right under him. Ball's in line right behind Colin. And cautioned out again. Go back here and figure out what happened. Yeah, it looks like Kyle Souza got into it. He may have been the first one to get into it. That's a rough break for him. He's usually fast. We may have 2 to 3 to go here. We'll see when the pace car lights go out. Once again, Ryan Matthews is up front. Andrew Wooten second. DK David Kokorian is third. Colin Ullman fourth. Landon is fifth. Grant Brown was the wave by. He actually missed the start. Went down a couple laps, but with these cautions and being he was the only one to lap down, he's back on the lead lap, so he may be able to get a good finish out of this. We'll see what he does as well, where he ends up. Looking at DK's car here, he's going through my screen. Looks like he's got a little right rear damage. Not sure how that happened. I don't think it'll hurt him too much, especially here, but I'm sure it's something that he doesn't want to be thinking of or deal with. Will be 1 to go next time by. Like Colin has nose damage behind DK here, so he may be the one that accidentally got into him. They may have just a little brake check accordion effect. 1 to go here, and we'll see what Ryan Matthews does on this restart. Eventually you play little restart games. You go a little sooner, go a little later, but if you have enough of them, you run out of tricks, and guys catch on. So see if guys can settle in here for just a little bit, spread out, and get some green flag laps under our belt as the pace car is in. Working lap 40, about to be 41 at 150. And Ryan Matthews is off. Went early. That's what I said you got to work for, and here comes DK underneath. He took advantage of that. Coming into second side by side with Andrew. They are still side by side down the back stretch down into 3 and 4. Andrew looks like he may battle him here, and he's going to lose that battle quickly. The track is not worn in yet where that top groove can come in and play a factor in tonight's race, and it could. It very well could, but as it is right now, it is, it's a 1 groove track, which is down low. Ryan Matthews finishes lap 43, heading down into 1 and 2, and in a single file through the first 7, 8, 9, 10 cars. We're back here with Michael Goddard. He's in 13th place. Oh, there was a wreck there, and it looks like Daryl Hamlin was caught up in that, unfortunately, in the 7 car. Go back and see what happened there. Daryl was running in the 19th position. He had the 60 car behind him and just got goosed. I think the 60 showed his nose there, and Daryl didn't know he was there, or just the 60 kind of got down in there a little stronger than what Daryl thought he would. I don't think he hurt the car too much, just by looking at it. Sure, he's not happy though. He's probably cursing and. Yeah, Daryl Hamlin was lucky. Just watching him finishing up that replay on my side. It looks like he was lucky to get on the or stay on the lead lap. He got it going. He would go in and get his car fixed. He had a little bit of damage on the left front and left rear where he got the old bump. But right now, Ryan Matthews still he's led them all. It's lap 46 going to lap 47. Still a long way to go. DK, David Krikorian, is in second place. We'll see what he does here on the restart. He's had pretty good looks at Ryan Matthews as behind him in prior restarts, so maybe he'll learn a thing or two and he can maybe hang with him or get a pretty good jump on him. And one thing I will say is if he does get a good jump and Andrew doesn't, DK may back off a little early and try the old up and under, get a good run on Ryan coming out of 2, show his nose going down the back. It's a lot of things have to work in your favor to do that, but that is an option. Make things pretty exciting. Right now, for your points, as I was saying, for the points, Joe Schaefer Jr. is in 6th place still, but right behind him is Jimmy Mullis now. So, when there's action going on up front, the points plays, that's always going to be happening. It's always going to be part of it. See what happens there. Joe runs pretty good here. I think, Jimmy runs pretty good everywhere, and so does Joe. See how they end up going and working their way up through this field, but they need some green flag runs. Right now, just scrolling through the field, there's a lot of cars with a little fender wrinkle damage. But the cleanest one, as the pace car pulls off into the pits, Ryan Matthews, green flag is out. DK didn't get a terrible start. Go down into 1 and 2, single file. First and second, and now third. Matthews down into 3 and 4. David Krikorian is second. Andrew is third. Working lap 52 of 150, and another caution out. This is unfortunately what happens sometimes, and a lot of it happens in the back of the field. Oh, and there's one on their lid. It looks like it was 27 car Michael Baxter. Back and watch the replay here. Oh, it started well before Michael Baxter with 10 bills. If we can pull that up on the replay, but it looks like Bills gets a little help and he gets loose, and then, man, it's just a chain reaction at that point. Michael Baxter's on his lid. Hopefully he's okay. Car's tore up. Michael Goddard's taking claim for that one. Yeah. Looking at Tim Bill's car here, I don't think anything's straight on that thing. Maybe the driver, and that's about it. So even he's a little bit bent, but he's going in the pits here probably to get things taken care of. Now, you can't take any tires, so he may take a little bit of fuel possibly, but he's just going to be going in here fixing the damage mainly. It's tore up in the right rear, right front, left front, doors. Like Donnie Baker got a hold of that damn thing. Back up front here with Ryan Matthews. He's had, he's probably got the cleanest car on the track because he's been the leader. So right now the admins are barking at the drivers, letting them know they need to clean it up so we can get some good racing for everyone. And ideally it'd be good for me as well. But sometimes these cautions breed cautions, like I've said before. If they can just get it strung out, just get 5 laps in, then usually everyone can start putting them together, have some pretty good side-by-side battles, or some good battles for the lead or for position, whatever the case may be. But we got 1 to go. Matthews, once again, the restart will be on him. Do what DK or Andrew can do. Eventually, they're going to get his timing down because you can only do this so many times. They head off into 3 here. Green flag's out. Good start by DK here. Let's see if he does a little crossover. He wasn't able to get it down probably like he wanted him to as they head off down the backstretch. Andrew in 3rd, Landon in 4th. Moss is all the way up to 5th. Paul Noman 6th. Joe Schaefer Jr. is in 7th. So Schaefer's already moved back. Oh, looks like we got a wreck out of 2. No caution yet. Still staying green. Here comes Ryan Matthews down the front stretch, working lap 60 of 150, 61 now. And DK is hanging with him right here. Mullis got stuck on the outside. He's going back. Spearman's getting under him now. They're single file from 1 through 8th. So as quickly as Mullis got up front and ahead of Joe Schaefer Jr., he's now behind him again, and that's what happens when you start on the outside. And back here further towards the back of the pack, where most of the action's been happening, is Joe Lawrence in the 18 car. He's had a rough go of things, but he's trying to work his way back up to the front in his CNN Chassis Works Chevrolet. Pretty good looking car. Right now he's trying to work over the 71 car of Matt Bontipi. A little battle. Matt's trying to work over on Scott as they're all running single file. And as I stated there under the caution, as long as they get 5 laps or so in, everyone get just a little bit of spread out, we can get some green flag action going here. Right now there's a bunch of single file racing, but as these laps go on, as long as they stay green, that bottom groove will get worked in pretty good, and you'll see some cars move up. You may even see someone pass on the outside. It is pretty tight out of 4, so it makes it a little difficult there. However, we're coming out of 2 here, it opens up a little bit, so it can provide some side-by-side racing. As there's some good battle here between the 56 of Russell and the 8 of Billy. Side-by-side going down into 1 and 2, lap 69 of 150. And Russell gets the position. And looks like Billy gave him just a little bit of bump, overdrove it a little bit. Carry on. Conveniently enough for Russell, I had Subway earlier today. He's mighty good. A little sponsor pop. It's a good looking car for his 56 Subway machine. Going on back to Joe there, it looks like he's just made the move on Matt. Matt's getting some pressure now from Keith Medeiros, who had an early EOL. Now work his way back up to the front. Yep, there's Tim Bills' beat up car. Wouldn't be surprised. It's not a big aero track, so I wouldn't be surprised if he can if he can make his way up to the front. Ooh, as Matt gets into the wall a little bit, and just Yeah, he is sliding up the track in the wrong, isn't drifting. He's probably pissed off that right rear just a little bit. Needs to take a few laps, let it cool down. Oh, caution. Like it may have been Dallas Pataska. Caution on lap 75, halfway for tonight's race. Brian Matthews still let them all. See if we can see what happens here with Dallas as he disconnects. Like 41 got into him, turned him around. Yep. And as we were just talking about Russell there, as he made a pass for position, ends up hurting him maybe in the long run. He has a little bit of damage. Well, more than a little bit. It's ended up the front end. We have some toe end damage. Kind of hard to say from a point of view, but it is beat up, and he may come in, get the damage fixed. But we'll see what he does. We can go through the field here. Besides the leader, there's almost everyone else has damage. Just the product of short track racing, and the whole, cautions breed cautions, and guys are trying to get after it here. There's not, with the 14-second lap times, they can laps can count down pretty quick, but at the same time, it's a lot of these wrecks are happening in the back, and they can be prevented. The ends that they are in the back, just guys driving above their head sometimes. Just not being patient. I know that myself and Matt in the spring race, we started further back in the pack. The Semi Racing Association was here in the super lates, and we ended up finishing 1-2 in that race. So it can be done. Patience. There's a lot of green flag laps in that one. If I'm not mistaken, I think there was only like 3 cautions. So we're already double that here tonight. Guys can calm down in the second half of the race. We can see some better racing. I believe we are 1 to go here. Ryan Matthews still your leader. He's led the whole race. Started on a pole. Hasn't looked back yet. Pace car is off. See what kind of restart they get this time. And there he's off. Matthews gets a great start down into 1. DK falls in behind him, along with Andrew in 3rd. Down the backstretch now, back into 3. For that caution, I believe Matthews did pull out to a half-second lead. So he's apparently strong here tonight. Now I do know that Colin, who is battling for 4th right now with Landon, he was strong in practice. Watching him earlier, he did get out on track pretty early, so he had a fresh track and put down a pretty good lap time. He obviously qualified pretty well as well since he's up here. He's battling right now with Landon. They're side by side. And this is what you can see here. And it would be a lot better if we had some green flag racing. Landon would have a little bit better chance of staying out there and maybe making the passes. Joe shows his nose on him now. Big Virginia battling into the top 5. Jimmy Mullis is right behind him. Mullis is probably just going to follow him through. Same way with Spearman. This is where the patience pays off. You got a guy hung out on the high side. There's not much you can do about it right now. So just let the train go on by him. Follow right through. Maybe you can work on Joe Schaefer Jr. Jimmy Mullis there is battling for the 6th place spot as he takes over 6th place at the line. Maybe Landon can squeeze in here right in front of Ty Spearman. Ty gives you a little break with a little bit of bump as well. Probably not happy with him squeezing in, but that's what you have to do here. Now as they are single file from 1st all the way back to all about 12th place. And yeah, it's the 56 we were going to go to. Russell there looks like he had a good run going. Maybe he decided to get the hell out of Dodge because they were just running around. Looked like it was pretty crazy back there still. Maybe he thought he blew up just as well as we went to him. But he's back and going again. That's unfortunate for him. Maybe the car's running super hot on him. It's really tough to say. Going up here to Drew. In the 12 car. He's with the posse and he's working over 10 bills. There's Tim. You never count this guy out. He's in 15th. And we have a caution. Oh, Tim just got clipped. By Drew, excuse me. That was the 21. Landon, I wonder what happened with Landon. Well, it looks like Landon gets down into 1 and 2. Gets down into 1 and 2 here. A little loose out of 2, going down the back. Like Spearman just gets into him just a little bit, sends him in the spin cycle. More interestingly enough was when Drew got into 10 bills there, just checking up. I don't know if Drew didn't see Landon just sitting there or what he may have been looking at. Interesting to hear his point of view on that, as that was something simple, but it ended up hurting 10 bills. He ended up falling all the way back down to 21st after that, after working his way back up to 15th. And we're on lap 94, still a long way to go. Ryan Matthews leading the way. Second is David Kokorian. Third, Andrew Wooden. Fourth, Joe Schaefer Jr. Fifth, Colin Allman. We'll see what Joe can do. Jimmy Moss is in 6th, and they're both going to be starting on the outside of this restart. So we'll be interested to see if they can fall in line or if they can hold pace up there in the second groove. My guess would be if they're stuck on the outside, they're screwed until they get back to the inside. We'll keep on going down the line there. Like I said, Jimmy Mullis was 6th. 7th is Zach Novak. 8th, our fearless leader, head league admin, Matt Rolfe. 9th, Landon Pemberton. 10th, Grant Brown. That was the guy who was 2 laps down to start the race. Missed the start. Don't know what the hell he was doing. Maybe he's in the pisser or something. But showed up late. Got 2 quick cautions. Back on the lead lap. Now he's in 10th. Just missed some of these wrecks and cautions and probably got some good restarts to boot. And now he's up here. So this is good for him. Lights are out on the pace car. 1 to go here. We're going to go on board here with Wooten and see what kind of restart that Matthews gets. And Matthews gets a really good restart. DK gets a good start as well. Going down into 1 and 2 here. You're going to try to hold it down on the white line as much as you can. Drive straight off. He's going to protect the inside a little bit. Down into 3 and 4. And that is a quick lap around the Bullring. Car looked good. It's turning really good in the center. Driving off straight. But he can, obviously he's going to be a contender tonight. He's been in the top 3 all night. Working lap 99 of 150. He'll file all the way back through 10th place. Like Matt Rolfe has hung out on the outside. And there's Joe Lawrence getting under him currently. Probably be wise for Matt to back on off and following behind him. We'll see what he does. Here's the side by side. That's what he does. Trying to crossover move on him. Don't think he'll be successful or throw it down in there. As he did the RaceSARA.com T4X chassis Toyota. Like I said, in the spring season, Matt won here. I believe he led 62 laps that night. Not sure where he started out right off the top of my head, but he is working his way up through the field. He fell back there just a little bit on the restart. That's because he got stuck on the outside. And speaking of, I think Joe Schaefer Jr. lost 3 spots. He's back to 7th on that restart. Jimmy Wallace went ahead and got in front of him. Schaefer Jr.'s back down to the inside and following Wallace. And if you're going to be following anyone to the front, that would be one of my choices, be one of these 2 guys. Right now, DK is hanging with Ryan Matthews for the lead. Like I said earlier, Matthews pulled away from DK, and right now it looks like DK's hanging with him, and he's giving him pressure as the leaders go down the front stretch into 1. Caution is out. Caution is out again. For who that was? Not sure who that was here. We're looking for spotter help. And there's Tim Bills again. Yep, looks like Tim Bills may have gotten a little help from the 21. Yep. There are some tore up race cars tonight, and if you can hear the driver's channel, there are some tore up drivers as well. There's a bunch of sorries being thrown around. We'll see how much they actually mean it. And Michael, I ain't sure how he did it. Looking at Michael Baxter here, and I'm not even sure what kind of car he's driving right now, but he was on his roof. If you remember. And coming out of 4. They got that car put on all 4s. He went back in and driving back out here again, turning laps. Super impressive. Somehow, yeah, he's only 2 laps down somehow. Kudos to the track crew from getting put on all 4s, and apparently he just went into the pits and the crew didn't even get off the damn box, and they said just send it. He went back out there and he's getting after it. So good for him. Looking back at the leaders here now. Go through our top 5. In 5th place is Zach Novak. He's been quietly making his way up through the field here as we got 1 to go. 4th is Colin Allman. 3rd is Andrew Wooden. 2nd, DK. And 1st, Ryan Matthews, who has led all 110 of 150 laps. We're getting down to it here as the pace car is about to pull off. We'll see what kind of restart again Matthews has got. He's got way more tricks up his sleeve than I do. I can tell you that right now. And green flag is out. As DK spins his tires, he gets a little loose there. That's going to give opportunities. Ooh, they're hitting. Oh, big wreck. Colin Allman on his lid. Car's junk. It is junk. That's a tough break for him. To go back and we look at, see what happened here on this replay. I can tell you right now, DK got, oh, there's a bunch of people got loose. Oh. And yeah, there's melee. Oh, and Joe gets spun around. Oh, there's all hell's breaking loose. No wonder the pit crew didn't want to get off the box. They're just waiting for it. This is Demolition Derby out here. That all started a little bit there with DK spinning his tires. I think Colin had to check up a little bit, and it was just mayhem after that. That was a tough break for Joe. He's back to 17th now. It was a tough break for Colin as well. He was having a good run going. But it's definitely going to shake the points up here a little bit. If I'm not mistaken, Novak, who's 2nd in points, Yeah, him and Mullis are right there together. So there's your point battle so far. Go with the tough break. But the good thing about the Semi Auto Racing Association, any series that we run, we have 2 drop weeks. So, you know, for someone like Colin who just had a super tough break there, you know, even this may be his drop week. So it's basically we have 12 weeks of racing. Your top 10 races count towards your point total. So not all is lost. It is disappointing, especially for Colin. Like I said, he was fast in practice. He put up a good qualifying time as well, and he was running up front here for the majority of it. Michael Baxter got the lucky dog on that one. Down to 1 lap down. If he gets back on the lead lap here, which the way things are going, he's highly likely to do that. It'll be next to a miracle. I'll have to give himself the Hard Charger Award for myself. Resilience Award, if you may. For coming back out on the track. If it was me, I probably would have alt F4'd and rage quit, but he carried on. And is carrying on currently. So I like to see him finish. We're going to have still pacing, probably 2 to go here right now. Working 1 lap, 117 of 150. Lights are off now. I should probably be live as I'm talking. And if you're Matthews, the only thing you got to pray for is that you just get off to a good start. Need some long green flag runs for anything to really happen. Maybe we'll get one here at the end. Give you all a show. And green flag is out. DK did better about not spinning his tires, but in the same time, it allowed Junior to get up beside him. Probably a little cautious on getting on the gas. Maybe running a 4-gear setup or a pretty tall gear. Give you a pretty short gear and spinning the tires. There's a good battle for 2nd place right now as they head off into turn 1. DK still stuck on the half side, and he's doing a really good job of staying out there. He's probably wanting to try to get down low as Zach Novak is battling for 3rd now, side by side, coming out of 4, coming down the front stretch. Jimmy Mullis is probably going to be looking to fill that gap there. As if you're DK, the only thing you can do at this point is hold on. You don't want to be on the outside. He's probably better off from just falling back to where he is and getting in line in 5th in case another quick caution comes out. That way he can be on the inside row. Now as we are single file all the way back to 10th place. Looks like Joe Lawrence back here in the 18 car in 11th is getting a good run with Michael Goodard. Goodard falls in behind him, coming out of 2. Now as Joe Lawrence is working over on Keith Medeiros. Landon Pemberton just caught him out of the corner of my eye. He's up here battling with Grant Brown, the guy who was 2 laps down. He was down on the apron to make passes. That's pretty ballsy. You get down there on the apron, especially here with the rumble strips, and really upset the car. But he made it work. Good for him. On up to 6th place. Now as Grant shows his nose. Oh, slides up into him and doors him a little bit. Good save. That was a great save by Landon. Matt Rolfe got a front row seat for that as they go down into 1 and 2 side by side once again. Down the back stretch, side by side. Rolfe's going to try to fill in the spot now as they head off into 3 and 4. Grant Brown moved back up to 6. Matt Rolfe still battling for 7th with Landon. This is the type racing we've been wanting to see all night. Get a small green flag run in as they head off into 3 and 4. Landon's pinching down Matt Rolfe. Matt Rolfe trying to stay off. I mean, Landon's loose. Rolfe will probably get the spot here as they come out of 2. Side by side. Oh, Landon almost gets into the wall. He's up the track, and he's going to be on the train. Drew Kryback gets under him. Joe's going to try to follow Drew through, so on and so on. Only thing Landon can do now is pray the top side comes in, or maybe one of these guys get loose and he can fall in line. Still side by side coming down the backstretch between Drew and Landon. As Joe's coming in there. Both gets under Grant. Oh, and they're spinning out. Big wreck on the front, big wreck. Landon gets spun around. We got one on the roof, another one on the roof. This may be a record. Ty Spearman's on his roof. He's backing up. Go back and see what happens here. These guys were battling hard. We were watching it live as it happened. And there was some decent racing going on. Spearman was just the Joe. There's a little accordion effect. Spearman tries to get by, and then, oh, he got hit by his own teammate. Joe Schaefer tried to get by it too. Ty came up and just got hooked into the wall. Be interesting to hear their team speak on that. Knowing Ty, he probably just laughed about it a little bit. Joe probably he's currently laughing right now on the admin channel. So Joe was just trying to get by it, I'm sure. He's trying to work his way back up to the front and didn't want to get involved in it. Maybe just didn't check up enough. But it's, you know, split decisions or split second decisions have to be made. Super difficult to do, you know, to get through them. Especially here, front stretch is super tight. Had cars spinning everywhere, every which direction. So it's no fault to Joe, although I will blame him in this instance, and I'm sure I'll hear it from him about that, but that's quite okay. But Ty's going to keep going. This may be a record for the amount of cars to flip and keep going. If you're a fan tonight, I'd probably go down to the pits after the race, probably be able to collect some body panels and hang them up in your basement. Or garage, or bedroom if you're single. Back up front now to Ryan Matthews as he's weaving side by side to scrub his tires. Probably gets heat at him because they can't get any green flag laps going. Right now he's led every lap and he's got the cleanest car on the track. He's got Mechanicsville paint and body on the side of that car. Work these cameras, probably figure out who he's got on the hood. I think he's got passion for property, excuse me. Denise Matthews, S&M Auto Services. Lights are out. We are 1 to go. Now we have a new guy in third place with Zach Novak. We'll see if he can time Ryan Matthews restarts, or maybe Andrews, he's got enough looks at it. We'll see what he can do as well. Pace car is in. We come to lap 137 and 150, so we're getting down to it. Green flag. Matthews with a great start. Oh, looks like Andrew may have gotten the wall, but he gets down low. Another quick caution. Not too sure. I don't see any cars. I think the flagman may have stepped on himself there. I don't see any cars spin out. If you're Ryan Matthews, you'll take that. Just more laps under caution. Taking them away. Less time that he has to defend a spot. Right now the pace car is drunk because he's out here doing faster lap times than what the actual cars have done all night. Outside of Ryan Matthews leading 138 of 150 laps, I think the pace car's in second place in leading laps. But unfortunately, it's the way these races go every now and then. Last season, we only had 2 cautions here. And tonight, a lost track. Had a lot. Once again, don't know what the caution was for. I didn't see anything. I'm in the TV3 here at the Bullring, pretty much up here in the booth. Didn't see anything, so not too sure what the caution for. It was pretty odd. Warren Jr. took blame for the last caution. So maybe he's got off the track pretty quick. Come back to green. There's going to be about 7 or 8 laps left, which is still plenty of time for someone to do anything. You got Jimmy Mullis up to 3rd. He is your series points leader with Zach Novak in 4th. He is 2nd in points. Joe Schaefer Jr. in 3rd in points is P9 right now. So he's made his way back up to the front after getting spun out on one of those cautions. Still probably not the night that he was looking for. Probably not the night a lot of these guys are looking for. I don't think they planned on flipping their cars tonight. Drivers on team speaker are already getting their beer assistants ready so they can get the beer once they get out of the car. Top 5 is, well, Ryan Matthews, Andrew Wooden, Jimmy Mullis, Zach Novak, DK David Kokori, and Matt Rolfe has found his way up to 6th. Grant Brown, who was 2 laps down early in the race, is 7th. Drew Kratvak is 8th. Joe Schaefer Jr. is 9th. Joe Lawrence rounds out your top 10. Got 1 to go. 7 laps to go. We'll see how this ends up. Who knows? We could end up with a great finish. Ryan Matthews has shown that he's got restarts for days, and he's off. Good restart by him. Good restart by Andrew. Mullis falls into 3rd. Go back into 4th. DK's trying to fill in that spot there in 4th, and Andrew is on Matthews' bumper. It is go time. Gives him a little bump into 3 coming down the front stretch. 6 to go. Out of 2. Matthews pulls away a little bit, and that's where he's been beating everyone. He's on the exit 2. He gets out of 2 really well. Car drives off extremely well as Andrew pulls him back in. Only 2/10 of a lead. Mullis is making this. He's going to make this a 3-car race. Lap 147 of 150. It's still Matthews out front, and he just pulls Andrew down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Coming to lap 148. Been the Ryan Matthews show. Interesting to see how it was on a lone green flag run, the one that we did have. He did pull away from David Corey by about a half a second or so as there's a wreck going down into 3, and your winner tonight will be Ryan Matthews. As we're going to go and finish this up under caution. Looks like Drew Kraback was on that one. Go back and see what happened here. Looks like Drew just got loose out of 2, and then it was Joe Lawrence that got down into his door a little bit as Drew was trying to save it. Well, that's one of the probably the few incidents tonight where it was just a racing deal, hard racing deal, especially at the end. So that's the way it goes. It's unfortunate. We'll go back here to Ryan Matthews. Like I said, he led every lap tonight. Probably the only car out there, maybe Zach. Well, it's hard to say. We'll just say he's the only car besides the pace car that doesn't have any damage. That was a good win for Ryan Matthews. He had to restart multiple times, and not one time did anyone really challenge him on the restart. So kudos for him. Has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, apparently. It's not his first rodeo, judging by his I rating and his safety rating. So kudos for him on his win tonight here at the Las Vegas Bullring at the Lokotoco Designs 150. Be interested to see if they give him a bonus for leading every lap. On the front stretch here, doing some sweet burnout. So is the 009. It's probably, he's just happy that he finished the race. Matthew's doing some good burnouts. Car's still clean. Then he backs it into the wall. So, As I stated, Ryan Matthews wins the race tonight, leading every lap. Second place, Andrew Wooden. Third, Jimmy Mullis. Good point night for him as he extends his point lead. Fourth is David Kokorian. Fifth, Zach Novak. Still not a bad point night for him, but he will be second in points by the time it's all tallied up and said and done. Sixth, Grant Brown. This guy had to be the hard charger for tonight. Like I said, he missed the start, went down 2 laps, finished the 6th. 7th, Matt Rolfe. 8th, Joe Schaefer Jr. He ended up salvaging a decent night. 9th, Michael Goodard. And 10th, the 05 of Scott Austin. 2 rounds out your top 10 here tonight. Well, it was a caution fest. That is for sure. That is not what Semi-Auto Racing Association wants. Sure, Matt will be on the league's Facebook page and chirping a little bit, letting everybody know we need to clean it up so we can put on a good show for y'all. As I stated earlier, if you're interested in joining the league, whether it be the super late models tonight, street stocks on Wednesday night, the UMP or super late model on Tuesday nights, or if you want to run the midgets or get really wild and win the 410 non-wings, the Triple Crown series for the Monday nights on the dirt, go to racesara.com, sign up. You can come out here and join us and race us and have a little bit of fun. So that was the race here tonight for the Lokotoco Designs 150 at the Bullring at Las Vegas. Next week will be the Our Insurance Options 150 at Myrtle Beach, another short track. We'll see how that plays out. I'm sure it'll get cleaned up. We'll have a lot of good action for 150 laps. Until then, Derek Robinson signing off. Thank you for joining us tonight, wherever you may be, however you may be listening or watching. Please join us again next week. Have a good night.